right. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the DI Dashboard webinar. I'm Shani. I'm the training evangelist here at Dealer Inspire. And today, we're going to talk about Personalizer. Because one of the reasons is one, it's a pet project of mine. I love this thing. Also, it just so happens to be my job to bring you all kinds of great information that we're doing here at Dealer Inspire. If you guys have any questions, please send them to me via the chat, um, and I will try to get them answered as quickly as possible. But also, just know that this is being recorded and it will be available at the end of. It will be available within 24 hours up on our website, so you'll be able to see everything there again. So this time, I don't have to introduce someone since it's going to be me, your trading evangelist. It's going to bring you all this information. So let's get right to it, shall we? So this is what we're going to cover in this webinar. We're going to cover the anatomy of a personalizer, planning a campaign, implementation, and then the good to knows, just the stuff to kind of keep in mind as you're building these personalizers and as you're coming up with something to work with here. So now the personalizer pieces and parts. There are a few very key elements in a personalizer, and we're going to see examples of them here soon. There's the content key. The content key is basically the title of your personalizer. There are two, and let's call them automatic content keys, the homepage USP and VRP personalization. Those two are going to basically do some automatic for you. So homepage USP, any personalizer you name with that content key is automatically going to be part of the homepage. However, the important thing to keep in mind is that you can have multiple homepage USPs, but they all have to have different tags and different rule sets, different criteria to engage the personalizer, so that personalizer doesn't get confused. Same with VRP personalization. That will put the personalizer on all VRPs, new and used vehicles, and their submenus therein. And then there's custom. Content box, that's where you're going to put your images and or text. Want to keep it simple. Usually it's a banner, some sort of banner. Size is important. Don't let anybody tell you it isn't. Size is very important. And text pretty much only for the home page. You can't have it for VRP pages, but specifically for the home page. It is linkable. Tags need to be short, sweet, and specific. The tags are to help you identify the different content keys that you have. So if you have those multiple homepage USPs, you want to know which ones are which. So that's what you use the tag for, is for to differentiate those two and use to duplicate. Rule sets. Rule sets are basically sentences. This is what uses conditional logic. This is what you are telling the personalizer to do. Rule editor. There are 30 different criteria. We have two new ones, so everybody do a little dance for that. I want to show you what those are. Geofencing, which is amazing. You could search by name, address, city, state, or zip. You could just type in the name of whoever you're fencing. Expiration date. This is if you want to put it up there. This will not be published on the banner or in the area, but instead of having to go in and take it down and remember to take it down at a certain time, you could just put in the date when you want it to drop off. And then publish. We're going to set this baby live so we can implement it. I know a lot of people have tried to do preview a personalizer from the personalizer editing page. Can't be done. Looks terrible. It doesn't look like how it's supposed to look. You really do have to basically view it and test it live. All right. So the first step here is to plan ahead. Since Personalizer is so robust, there's so many things you can do, so many different combinations that you can make. It's important to plan ahead. If you're old school, you want to get the pen and paper out, sketch it out, or if you have some sort of spreadsheet or something like that, then you can use that as well. The three things that you want to focus on is the purpose. Is this a conquest campaign? Are you trying to reach a specific demographic? Are you looking to move certain inventory? Is there, factory or OEM incentives that are going on? Those are the things to look at. Placement pages. Okay, so where are we going to place this? Is it going to be, are you going to be using an auto content key? You want it to go on all VRPs or just a home page? Do you want it to go on individual pages? And then the message itself. Is it a flash sale? Is it something super quick, like they have the 2-3 tent sales, something like that? Those messages are usually quick. There's want to think about that because there's a certain place we could put those. Are they evergreen? Which I don't know where this came up. My boss Alan Hain used this, and I love that term. Evergreen basically just means, hey, this message can stay up forever for all I care. So that's I like that term. And then is it exclusive? Is this going to be for just a few criteria for people with dating information or people who have viewed certain pages? Or is it just going to go in the general pop? Anybody who comes to our website can see this. These are all important things to think about because with a lot of development what we're doing, some things can be and need to be personalized, and then there's some banners that you can have up on every page just for a short while, and just anybody who wants to see them can see them. So plan ahead. First step in being a personalizer ninja. Now, going back to the keys. Use the right key. So as I mentioned, it's basically the title of your personalizer. So homepage USP, anything that will be placed on the homepage. VRP personalization is key. We'll place the content on all VRP pages. And then custom keys. So when you create a custom key, you want to create one that kind of speaks to what the personalizer does, right? So you want to make sure, we don't really have a standard per se, but I think it would be good practice to kind of have standards. If you want to have if you want to do a geofence conquest like this example here, and then you can put a little more information next to the side. And then for your tag, you can say who you're conquesting, who the competitor is, maybe a bit about the deal, just so you know exactly. You want to be able to know what that personalizer does by looking at the combination of the content key and tag. All right, now here we go for the message. Now we have a couple of examples here. So, we have one of the things that's been really popular is showing the welcome back. You come to the site, it just says the default text, but then when they go to another page and they come back to the home page, they'll see something that says, hey, welcome back. Thanks for coming back. Thanks for checking us out. You can set, these are just a couple of examples here. Get a second opinion on your trade. You receive this. This could be used for geofencing. If you can geofence your competitors around the area and say, hey, let's get a second opinion on that trade in, see what you can get, and we'll give you a gift card. A lot of times we use that one for, for gas, like especially if you're close. Gas is huge. Like, hey, we'll pay for your gas to come check us out. This one dealership in Canada, they have people who come from all over. So hey, come make the trip to us, check out a car, schedule a test drive, what have you. We'll get you the hotel, stay for the night. And then this is a great example here of geofencing. So as I said, you could put in a zip code, and then only those people within the zip code will see that message. That's pretty spectacular. And I mean, it's just a great tool all around, just kind of letting people know it's like, hey, we know you're there and we want to take care of you. Come check us out. Okay. So now we're going to create the tag. Okay. So as I mentioned, tags are vital for duplicating rule sets and just for discerning between different content keys. So once you create your personalizer and you name it with a tag, it turns into this green box here. So that's a good thing. If you want to, let's go into duplicating real quick. So let's say you just made a personalizer and you got like 10 geofences in there. You want to make another one for the same area with a different message, but you don't necessarily want to create all those fences again. Well, create the first one, then in your second personalizer, add in all the information, Then you give it a tag. I would suggest giving it a different tag. Then you publish it, and it's okay to publish because, with Personalizer, you need to do other steps before it activates. And then go back down to your tags, and then if you delete the tag, if you click here on the X and delete the tag, then you get a list of the other tags that you had running, and you can just choose whichever previous tag you made. So you'll have the same tag, but then you'll have all your personalizers with your different content. So that helps in duplicating. I know that's been something that's huge that a lot of people have been asking for. So that is great. Hallelujah. So geofence it up. All right, rule editors. Now, I'm going to go through these kind of quick. In fact, sorry, I had to check the time because I was worried about time, but maybe I'll slow it down a little bit. Okay, so for rule editors, does anybody remember Boolean logic in school? Yeah, me neither. You don't have to, okay? Don't even worry about it because what we do here with the rule editors basically gives you every bit of information you need. Some of them require more information. So as you can see in this example, the datum, intensity, you got a whole lot of logic to look through. So, is it or is it not 3? Is it greater than 3? Is it greater than or equal to 3? So you can choose different criteria to make sure that the message, you're going to reach exactly who you want to reach. Now, as you can see here, we also have this bit of information, datum. Now, I'm not sure if you guys are all familiar with datum, but datum it's the world's largest compiler of online automotive shopping behavior. So basically, anybody who's in the field and they've been looking for cars and they land on a certain website, they'll get a pixel dropped in their IP address. Probably some developers are just cringing because I did that all wrong, but you get something dropped on you something so they can track you. The important thing about datum is that they observe over 20 million automotive shoppers across over 10,000 automotive websites. So that's some serious data that they're compiling. They compile it and aggregate it and put it all together to be able to give you intelligent and actionable insights. So that's what we're using here. You're able to look at, someone comes in with the top vehicle make, year, model, price, rank, intensity, then you'll be able to catch those people. You'll also notice this in the dashboard I believe it's the customers tab. So the customers tab, you also notice we have that little information there for datum information. So that's, that's vital. We use it all over. So it helps you guys generate leads. So, okay, so this here, let's see. Okay, so we have the basic usage, all right? Returning visitor. I'm going to go through these. I'm not going to read them all, but I'm going to kind of stay on the page. So when you go back and you watch this webinar over and over and over again, which you need to do, I know you're going to do, then you can pause and read at your leisure. But this is great because it gives you exactly what you need to know on how to use each one of these. And then we also have, like I mentioned, we have some 2 new ones, so we'll talk about those. But yes, returning visitor, IP address, viewed page. With IP address, it's important to know that that's more for either testing or excluding. So if you put a geofence around yourself for whatever reason, but you need to exclude your exact business, you can put the IP address, especially if you use I don't know, if there's like a general run for the whole office, you can put an IP address to exclude. But we can't put in the IP addresses of your competitors. Just doesn't work that way. We don't have the kind of clearance. Again, datum information. So this is really important for getting those serious car shoppers, the ones who are really looking to to buy a car. Vehicle viewing. Now these are all based off of your website. You can see at the top, like we have these tags here, that kind of tells you where the information is coming from. So this is all based off of your Dealer Inspire website. They view a certain make, model, or VIN. It's usually with the most recent 10 models. So so that that information stays in there quite some time. Searching. Searching, actually, I have to double check to see if it still doesn't support on the search anything. That might have changed. I'll have to double check. But it definitely works if you use the drop-down tags, the drop-down filters. Actually, I think it does work now on the search anything. Huh. Somebody didn't do their research, Shani. But you can, yes, you can definitely, if somebody searches for a certain car, you can show them something special. Usage. These are really great as well. Referred by organic search. This is from a bunch of different search engines, and it is, so we incorporate Google.com and Google Canada. I don't know if that's the official name. And all these different search engines, referred by PPC. So if you have a PPC campaign, you're doing some remarketing out there, and somebody clicks on your ad, they have to have that tracking code, the UTM code in there. Then, somebody who comes to your site specifically from a remarketing ad, you can say something special to them, and then a specific URL. This is great because the example I always use, I probably should come up with a new one, but you're working with Bob's Car Wash. Bob's Car Wash puts an ad on his page, and then you're on Bob's Car Wash because your car's dirty, and you click on there, you click on the dealership's ad. You can, when they come to your website, you can say, hey, thanks, we like Bob's Car Wash too. Here's $5 off your next car wash when you come in and take a test drive. So I haven't seen that example used yet. Somebody let me know if it works. If you dare. Okay. Well, I went back quite a bit. Okay, third-party refers. We have, just realized that kind of looks like third-party refers. All right, once again, spelling. Spelling is important, people. Facebook, Twitter, top 2 social, autotraderandcars.com, and then the top 3 search engines. And these are all, lot links isn't included in here. I don't know, maybe if we get enough requests for it, but basically you have this information out there. You have, marketing and posts all over, but, you're trying to build up your Facebook page. You want to get some more likes, some more fans. You put an ad on Facebook, and anybody who clicks on that ad in Facebook and then comes to you, you're able to say, hey, thanks for liking us on Facebook, or thanks for visiting us on Facebook. Here's $5, $20, I don't know, whatever, free car. So third-party refers are very important as well. Also, just to add a side note here, this is really good idea when you go into the dashboard and you check in, I believe it's in the ROI tabs, and you have all that, no, it's in analytics, and you have all that information of your, top content pages, top refers, top cities. Use that information to help you come up with your campaign, to help you, create the focus and vision and your message. That is, these two work hand in hand. So that will take a lot of guesswork out as well, because you'll have your analytics from Clicky, from the dashboard. If you have your reports, I know a lot of you guys have been getting your reports on a regular basis, going through reviews. You have the Google side. Put that information together, come up with some campaigns that really kick butt. All right, now rule sets. So now that you know what each rule editor does, now you can build your sentence. And this is based on conditional logic. That is, basically, if this equals this, then yes means activate. So for the first example here, basically this rule set is saying if the visitor is inside this geofence and is on our site on Sunday and it's after 5 o'clock, then activate Personalizer. Which, by the way, day of the week and time of day, that is those are the new rule editors. You asked for it, we got it. So there you go. You can use, if you're later than everybody else, then you can send out a message when they're on somebody else's lot and it's closed. and they're searching around for other dealerships in the area, and they come to your site. You can activate this personalizer that says, "Hey, we're still open," and the other guys went to bed to go watch Netflix and eat Cheetos, but we're working for you. Then you have your, you can put that up there. The second sentence, or rule set, basically says, if you're a returning visitor and you've viewed this model, searched this model, or have this model as your top vehicle, activate rule set. So that's another example, basically, of just how to make sure you add, and create these to write a sentence, basically. So, yeah. So I saw a question came in. I'm going to take a moment to read it. Oh, yep, Greg, we definitely can help you with that. So basically, I guess you guys all saw Greg's message there. Yes, that's one of the things where we would have where we use the refer URL. So give me shoot me an email, and then after the webinar, we'll have a little chat. Okay, geofencing. Geofencing is something that's just it's just so amazing. So geofencing is using our geolocation capability in conjunction with Personalizer. Personalizer and geofencing are hand in hand. You can use Personalizer without geofencing, but you cannot geofence without Personalizer. But the cool thing about geofencing is you can put fences, square or circle, around certain areas and either include them or exclude them. So, so let's say that there's this area that you have, and in this whole area, there's, you have, let's do a community involvement one. So you want to hit this military base, and you want those military guys, people working on that base to know, hey, we'll come pick your car up for service because we know you're busy, saving the country and all. So we'll come help you out and pick up your car for service. You can include that, and in that geofence, only those people will see it. So so the guy, the worker that's ignoring you at Chipotle isn't going to see this and isn't going to have their car picked up for service. Only the people in that geofence that you have it. And nothing against Chipotle, I really love it. You can also exclude, as I mentioned earlier. So for some reason, you love your city, you love your town, but you just don't want this, I don't know, for whatever reason, you don't want this certain area to have a look at this deal. Maybe it's a certain deal that you want to exclude your competitor dealers from. So you can put a personalizer around them and just say, hey, everybody else outside of our competitors see this amazing deal that we have. So that's the cool thing. And you can also view it as a satellite. So if you want to target, you can target as close as just the parking lot. This is our soon to be old office building here, but if I just wanted to just include this building here, we can do that. You can make this as wide or as narrow as you want, as small as you want, within reason, of course. I don't know if we can, because it also depends on routers and modems and cables and a bunch of stuff I don't understand. Just AT&T comes and just does it for me. So, but it does depend on where, the IP addresses are located or targeted. So there are some limits, but very, very little. Basically, just want to make sure that's a nice size swath around what you're trying to take care of. Oh, and you can also resize. So if you realize that you want to make it a little larger, a little smaller, you click on the hand, then you can pull in the anchors. You can scale in and out, so you can get in as close as you want, street level. Or I think just recently for a client, we wanted to. They were doing something for out of towners. It's like they have car delivery service. Well, we wanted to exclude the whole state of Colorado because everybody else, people in Colorado, they're considered local. So I put a geofence around Colorado, and it was really easy because they're square. but it was also just really cool to see it work. So that's the extent of it. Okay, placement. Now, placement is very vital. This is a huge change from anyone who has seen, has worked with me before on personalizers. This is a new change. It's a new development we have. It's much cleaner. It's much easier. It doesn't get as mucked up. You will have, they're a minor little thing that you have to do to kind of like, to get it to work. But again, we're getting this all taken care of for you. But if you don't use the homepage USP or the VRP personalization as a content key, then you want to place the shortcode, the PZ personalizer shortcode, in the top text section of the page you're editing. So, for instance, in that content box, what we used to do was put it in the same content box with the display inventory. Well, we don't want to do that anymore because we don't want the display inventory code to get, to get messed up, to get pushed down too far, to skew the searches. So we have this what we call top text entry, and I was hoping nope, of course I didn't put one exactly what it looks like, but once you open it up, you'll see that you're able to put in start date and expiration date, and you can add media, add form, visual, and here's this guy. Click on this guy. Hi, this is short code builder. That's your dude. Since you click on him, then you can grab your short code. These are the content keys that you chose. So grab it, and it gives you a little HTML quick view. Here's your tag, kind of let you know like what this is, and then you can add short code. The cool thing is that you can also add new short codes right from here. So you can put in a new content key, and I believe probably should check this for. I believe you can use the same if you have the same message content, but you just need it someplace else. But or you can rename it, yeah, and then you can add a new personalization. Honestly, I've never used it, so probably being too honest, Joe's probably going to kill me. But I'm going to learn it, and I'm going to tell you. But basically, you have more ability to learn it in the actual personalizer. All right, moving on. Now, you got everything set. You got your personalizer made, creatives in there. You know where you want it to go. You got it placed, all that great stuff. Now you got to test it. As I said, you can't preview it you can't preview personalizer or view personalizer because it will not look how it's supposed to look. It actually looks like a blog post in a way. So the best ways to do a test is to either, especially for things that you won't trigger, you're going to trigger return address, so that won't matter. But let's say it's for geofencing. Put a geofence around yourself. Put one in there for yourself too. You have to remember, though, that when you go to your site, you may see 5 banners all of a sudden, but that's just because you're geofenced in on everyone for testing. So it's not everybody's going to see 5 banners. Or you can put in your IP address if you know it. You can also just Google what is my IP address, and it'll tell you based on your location. So just more information to remember. To keep the home pages. Anyway, just make sure you test it. Have somebody else take a look at it. Go through and make sure that you have your location allowed. Okay, so make sure that you set location to be accessible. That's through your browser, not through us. Also, make sure that you probably delete your cache. Especially, most of us have our browsers open all the time, so you want to make sure you delete your cache and or at least for the past hour or so, or something like that, and check it out. And check it out in Chrome. Check it out in Safari. God help us, check it out in Explorer. So check them out in a couple of different places so you can make sure that they look exactly how you want it to look. All right, the last step to becoming a personalizer ninja is dominate, and dominate with knowledge. So these are the good things to know, okay? Um, User must allow the site to track their location. It's the browser's rules, not ours. It's Safari or Chrome is going to say, hey, do you want this to be tracked? They got to say yes. If they say no, well, that means that we can't get through their aluminum hat to follow them. So that's okay. They won't get that great deal. Geofence tracking is data is only updated every 5 minutes or so. Now, this is so we can conserve battery. This takes a lot of computation. It also eats up your cache. So we want to make sure that this is seamless. If you were in last week's webinar with Jack Peterson, then you know that he talks about how well we keep everything running smoothly, and with our servers, and making sure that all your information is safe, running smooth with very, very, very little downtime, if any. So, there's some other stuff that we put in place to make sure that happens as well. If the navigator goes straight to a VRP page, so they type in, mydealership.com/new vehicles. It's only until they go to another page and then come back will it trigger, just because the browser has to, needs to know where you are. I don't know, they got to get their bearings. So the first page a user visits, the system doesn't know to allow to track its location. Also, the user must be actively browsing the site. So if a user stops, closes a tab, closes the computer, goes to bed, eats some tacos, and then they come back in and go back to your site, there's a possibility that the tracking information had expired, and they'll have to go through the process of allowing site tracking again. It's just really important to remember. This is a huge, I probably should have put this one up at the top, but currently we do not have the ability to track a personalizer, metrically, analytically. However, it is very simple to do. If there is a specific personalizer that you want to track, meaning that, okay, let's talk about a test drive, $25 gift card, for if you schedule a test drive. One of two options. You can either just have it go to your original test drive form, that just anybody's coming in to see anyway. It's just part of your overall data, and you don't know where those leads came from. You just know that they're on the test schedule. Then you can do that. But if you would like to know which people are specifically hitting this personalizer to get to that test form, you want to make a new landing page. Creating a landing page is so simple. We make it so easy for you guys. And we got a webinar, a great popular webinar, two of them actually, that Richard Samar did on creating a web landing page. Also, he'd give me a call or throw me a line, and I can walk you through it. But creating a landing page specifically for the personalizer and linking them is crazy simple, and you'll be able to track that page metrically. So Google Analytics and Clicky will be able to say, hey, this page is doing this well, or this is how many leads you got from there. Also, this is from design standpoint. So, SRP banners are awesome. However, people are coming to your page, to the inventory page, to look at your cars. Yes, they want to know the deals and we need them, but it's important to realize, if you put 3, 4, 5 huge banners on your site, inventory is just going to get pushed further and further down. And ultimately, people are there to look for your car, and they want to know the deals, but they also want to see the cars. So just keep that in mind when you're creating your banners, that you don't want to have a bunch set for you don't have a bunch set that people will trigger constantly. You want to try to space them out, different places. Really think about who you're targeting and what you want them to see. Any more than 2 banners on a page, it starts to really push things down. 2 banners and some text, yeah, okay, that's fine. Or adding some text. We actually had one of the examples. There was some text above the. Let's go back to that. There was some text above in the banner section, and it looked really nice. Here you go. So, it works. You can also use text, and you can also make that linkable if you need to, or actionable, I guess, if I want to sound really, really smart. So, oh, look at that. Okay, so we're done. So, does anyone have any questions? I know that there's a lot. I went through it pretty fast, but anybody have any questions that they want to throw at me about Personalizer, best practices, anything you'd like to see? We got the day and time because we got such a huge demand for it. It's like, let's give the people what they want. So, if there's anything that you would like to see, or you have some ideas, let me know. Also, we would love to hear uh, stats from you guys. You guys that are using these personalizers, coming up with brilliant ways to use them, making landing pages for them. Shoot me an email and let me know, how that's working. How many leads, sales did you get? How many hits did you get? We really would like to, be awesome to do a case study on, one of the personalizer campaigns. And just, so by all means, please let us know. So, yeah. So, any questions right now? Okay. I'm going to take that as a no, but that's all right. Think this over, look it over. Again, I know we work a lot together, so I'm always available with any other questions and kind of letting you know what's coming up. Greg, I will be contacting you soon here to get that answer for you. And if any of you need any additional training for yourself or your staff on anything WordPress, dashboard, or personalizer, then please shoot me an email at dihowdoi@dealerinspire.com. Or you can, I don't know, text me. uh, you know, there's plenty of ways to get in touch with me. I'm always around. Contact your AM and say, hey, hit Shani with a pen and get her attention, and have her give me a call to go over some training. So please fill out your surveys. Send some surveys. You should have them in your inbox by now. And I want to thank you all for listening to me. You're so brave for doing that. Thank you so much. And once again, I am Shani, and I'm the trainer of I'm the trainer of technologies for innovative dealers such as yourself. And I will see you all next week. Thank you so much.